No. Dum bum bum bum. 1, 2. 1, 2. That happens 3 times. Looks just right. Perfect. Are we ready? Here we go from start. And roll. Bang bang. 1, 2.
Well, this tremendous opportunity came about when the St Patrick's Day Parade Committee, based in Savannah, Georgia, approached the Department of Foreign Affairs of the Irish Government and the Northern Ireland Bureau.
Parade Committee and Shane Stevens, the Consul General here, had a conversation a few years ago about wanting to extend reconciliation and bring more people from Northern Ireland here to participate in this significant event.
They wanted to bring something different to the parade here, and we were keen on bringing in another dimension of the culture of the island of Ireland here, and not just in a kind of a theoretical way, but we wanted to do it with a big bang, with a very effective, dynamic group.
A bureau based in Washington. It's called the Northern Ireland Bureau in North America. It seeks to develop and promote government-to-government linkages, and on the back of that, to promote all aspects of Northern Ireland economic, social, cultural life.
So the Ulster-Scots Agency was approached by the Northern Ireland Bureau to see if we could perhaps help in terms of recommending a band that would best reflect that culture and that heritage, and at the same time perhaps become one of the funding partners to make this very exciting opportunity a reality.
I spoke to Shane, I spoke to the Parade Committee, and we engaged with the Ulster-Scots Agency, and we basically came together as a team to find some way to make it happen.
They accepted the invitation, and then the rest actually just simply became a matter of logistics, and that was making it happen.
Well, the band was formed way back in 1976, and members from then came from the surrounding areas around Omagh, small towns like Berra, 6 Mile Cross and Fintona. And the band has strived over this past number of years. We like to think now we're one of the best melody flute bands in Northern Ireland. Melody flute band, it's not all forced flutes. You have the B-flat flute, and you play seconds with that and thirds. And then you have a piccolo and also an F flute, which is a slightly larger flute. And we class that as a melody flute band.
We're there to accompany the musicians or the fluters. So we add a lot of light and shade, expression, dynamics. You'll see there's times when the drummers are actually moving their sticks, but they're not actually hitting the drum, which the Marines call ghosting. And that allows the music and the parts, in the low parts or the piccolo part, to come through without any interference from the percussion.
We do model ourselves on the Royal Marines, and it's the Royal Marine style of drumming. The white pith helmets is unique to ourselves. No other band in the country wears them type of helmets. So they do stand out, especially when they're clean.
You just can't walk into this drum corps anymore and say, can I play, and sort of bluff your way, because there's nowhere to hide.
I've been in the band 3 years. I got into it through a friend of mine, David Montgomery. I called into the shop one day and he cornered me, so he did, and ever since then he's been bringing me down backwards and forwards over this past 3 years. About 150 mile round trip every other Wednesday night, so I do, from Ballymena to Omagh and Omagh to Ballymena again, so yeah, but it's worth it, it's good fun. From the day in I stepped foot in here, it was like I was just one of the family.
All the drummers would tell you that when there's a big crowd, they absolutely love it because they can show off and their concentration level goes through the roof. They switch on more and they become very proud of. They've done an awful lot of hard work to get to this stage. So this is where they go and they show the public what the hard work means.
We've been invited out to Savannah in Georgia, which we're really looking forward to. We think this trip is something very special.
I'm 43 years in bands, including contest pipe bands. I've taught at other bands and I've done many things and won many medals, but this will top the whole lot.
The Ulster marching band tradition obviously is a very important part of Ulster-Scots culture and heritage, and the Ulster-Scots Agency is very, very keen to support not just bands that are well established, but also to bring on new musicians. So we have a large programme in schools called the Music and Dance Tuition Programme. It's the largest programme that we have in schools, and we fund music and dance tuition. Currently, in the 2018-19 year, we have 65 schools under that programme. And that's a really, really important aspect of the work of the agency, to bring on those musical cultures and those skills in young people in order that they too can go on and develop their musicianship and develop those skills that they'll have for the rest of their lives.
I joined the band whenever I was 7 years of age, and basically just sort of started off playing the flute and stuff, and it was, for me, it was more or less just like a chance to get out and about, obviously meet people, and lo and behold, I ended up meeting my wife.
A few years later?
A few years later, obviously, not at 7.
Yeah. So I joined the band when I was 15, and I've been in it now 31 years, so I'm giving away my age.
Yeah.
And yes, we met when we were both in the band. On the 12th of July, the rugby club?
Belfast, first year in the parade, and then on in the rugby club. So.
When Dad said he was coming back to the band and getting into it all again, I thought I'd just tag along and join in, just to see what it's all like.
It was always through the culture I had. My dad was in pipe bands. I was a pipe band when I was young. Then when I had 14, 15, I formed a flute band in Newton Stewart. I'm a first fluter, then you've got your seconds and thirds, and then your F flutes. And so it's the F flutes brings all the harmony in.
It's a huge part of the band season. It's kind of the main parade that you think of when you're on about parading. So it's just, we go to Belfast for our 12th instead of staying home parades, and it's completely different up there. It's just everything, the atmosphere and the crowds, it's great.
What do you think the atmosphere and the crowds will be like in September?
I think it's going to be massive.
Really don't know. It seems it's quite surreal that we're here. It's going from parading in small towns and villages in Northern Ireland, and we've been to Scotland and England, and now we're ending up in US of A. It's actually fantastic that we can go and showcase our culture in America. It's brilliant.
Ulster is a region of cultural diversity, and St Patrick is a figure that represents all traditions and all faiths in Ulster and indeed in the island of Ireland. So it's a real privilege for us as an agency to be able to promote the Ulster marching band tradition in a St Patrick's Day parade in Savannah, where St Patrick and his legacy is being celebrated on, it has to be said, on an absolutely enormous scale.
Now, it's a big St Patrick's weekend, and the Ulster-Scots Agency are travelling to Savannah in Georgia, across in the United States. The Omagh Protestant Boys Melody Flute Band, they're going to be taking part in a number of parades, including the St Patrick's Day, the third largest parade in the world, across in Savannah.
A tremendous melody flute band to really demonstrate their skills and their culture and heritage in the United States.
If we have the very best marching bands playing the very best music, whatever the parade, it can be hugely entertaining. Maybe we could learn here from what they do in other countries.
A cultural celebration, and one I think that all of us can be really proud of.
Have yourself a wonderful St Patrick's weekend. Regards to the flute band and to everyone taking part in the events in Savannah.
Right, we're going to the church now. We'll be playing at the church, so we'll be in full uniform.
The Omagh Protestant Boys Melody Flute Band is just a sight to see. The uniforms, The way in which they physically perform and the quality of the musicianship is just outstanding at every level.
It started in 1824 by the Hibernians, and we're now at the 195th St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Savannah, Georgia.
Well, the interesting thing is the Hibernian Society actually started here at the Independent Presbyterian Church, and the first 4 or 5 presidents were members here.
The Hibernian Society in Savannah, Georgia is a very, very important one, and it was established in 1812 by a small group of Ulster-Scots Presbyterians, led by John Cumming. Now, John Cumming was a doctor, and he had been born just outside the town of Ballymena in Ulster. The Omagh Protestant Boys Marching Band is performing outside the Independent Presbyterian Church in Savannah, Georgia, where those Presbyterians were members of the congregation.
Well, from my point of view, you couldn't really see the amount of people that were watching, and then whenever the band fell out and you actually seen the crowd that was there, so it was very, very overwhelmed, but it was a fantastic feeling. Really, everyone just kind of came together, and it was just beautiful.
We just got finished listening to them, like you said, and what an amazing band. And we're so proud to have them here. It's been 3 years in the process. We finally got them. It's a historic moment to have the Omagh band here to play in our city of Savannah.
Well, I think that we're just glad to be part of what is a landmark event. That a Protestant band has been invited to participate in the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Everything that we've experienced so far has been so positive from both sides of the community. You know, it's such a good opportunity, and we are a highly respected band, and they know we're coming out and doing the very best we can do for our culture and for, you know, just for the band scene in general.
As a band, you have every age group. We're obviously called Omagh Protestant Boys, but as you can see, there's quite a few females in it. To be honest with you, we're quite lucky to have them. Some of the most musical people we have.
Drum major is, you're basically in charge of the band, in charge of the tempo of the band. You are in charge of keeping everybody in step, the direction that the band's going.
It's a huge part of our life. You know, 650 bands in a small country like Northern Ireland, and at times they don't get the proper publicity, the right publicity. So, you know, if we can hopefully do something to help that, address that, well then, job done.
It is. It's absolutely fantastic. I didn't think I'd ever have an opportunity like this. It means everything. Like, there's so much hard work goes in all the time, and it's not just during the band season. It's the whole year. You know, you're practicing through the winter, and it's such an incredible opportunity. It means the world to me. It means the world to all of us.
It's a privilege to have some of these folk with us because hugely talented, and the plan is now to hold on to them. So hopefully this trip reinforces that and encourages them to stay.
The original invitation to attend Savannah was for the St. Patrick's Day Parade. That was one parade. But whenever the organisers and others saw the quality of the band, then a number of other invitations came to us. The Sergeant William Jasper Parade.
The day before the main St. Patrick's Day Parade, a very military event, and they fitted in perfectly.
when they march through our streets of Savannah, they'll be able to take it back home to Northern Ireland and tell everybody what an amazing time they've had, how the people here in Savannah welcomed them and cheered them on all through the whole parade route.
It really was a really wonderful reception. All these things stand out for me as just a fantastic representation of Northern Ireland.
What we're doing here is really helping people in the United States and in this region to understand better the true diversity of heritage, of culture, and of political perspective on the island of Ireland. And I think I think that's really very important. This kind of step is enjoyable and fun, and also it's part of the ongoing implementation of the Good Friday Agreement, Belfast Agreement, that work of reconciliation. Just because we're having fun doesn't mean it's not important. And so I think I'm really glad we've been able to contribute in this way. The fact that we've been doing it in partnership with the Ulster-Scots Agency, with the Northern Ireland Bureau, and with my colleague, the British Consul General here, has been great. And then again, we've come to the higher level again with the parade, was we have our Minister, David Stanton here, representing the Irish government at a political level. And then we also have Dr. Andrew McCormack from the Northern Ireland Executive here. So it's really everything we could have wanted, and I'm just delighted how it's all turned out.
Marching bands are at the heart of many communities in Northern Ireland, seeking to build respect and understanding of all cultures and traditions in the island of Ireland.
I'm from East Cork, and Cove or Queenstown is in my constituency, and many hundreds of thousands of people left for the New World through Cove and Queenstown. But we don't know enough about the people that left from Northern Ireland. Now we're beginning to find out all the Scotch-Irish that came to this part of the world, to Savannah, Georgia, and the impact they made, and their traditions and their history and their heritage lives on here now. So to make that connection is really important, and for us to be able to assist in that and help in partnership, in true partnership, to make this happen is very powerful, and it's a privilege to be able to do it, and we should do more of this.
I was not joking about an opportunity. I was expecting y'all to come back and bring these when you come. Come back here.
It was very emotional, because when you're involved in all the practicalities and working on all the details, you forget sometimes about the enormity of what you're actually doing. And to see the band today on the steps, such a glorious day, looking fantastic, sounding fantastic, to see in reality what a warm welcome means as the audience, the crowds kind of spilled out around them, listening to the band, and to see them there after all the work that got into it from the band as well. It's a big step for them, of course, and we don't want to lose sight of that. So to see them actually there doing this performance, it's really, really very moving. And I think that sense of just seeing Northern Irish identity on the world stage.
They bring a fantastic talent with them, but for us to be here, for me to be here today, is a privilege and an honour, and I'm delighted I was here when the band were here, and I look forward to tomorrow for the Patrick's Day Parade.
Before embarking on this trip, the band really didn't know what to expect. All of us, really, this was completely new to all of those of us that were involved. So the scale of the parade, what types of bands would be in the parade and so on, all of those were unknowns.
Last night at the reception, we got the wonderful performances, and just kind of hearing the great sound of Ulster played here in the sultry streets of Savannah.
Dad gets the white.
Y'all are number 46 in the parade.
It was a very, very carnival-like atmosphere.
What can I say? It's great to be here.
Really friendly, really glad to see us here. Different world, different attitudes, incredible, just like the whole trip so far. We believe we're making history here because even the locals can't believe that we're here. People keep coming over and shaking our hand and saying you're very welcome, glad to see you here.
Upwards of 800,000 people were present. They lined the streets of Savannah, and the band got a rapturous welcome really throughout the parade, which was really, really uplifting for all of us that had been involved, but particularly those that were performing on the day.
I had no idea that Savannah had such a St. Patrick's Day. The population doubles for that weekend. It's just such fun.
When you see the uniforms and the sunshine, the Spanish moss, you've got the southern background, and then just something from home. It was just the entire experience was wonderful.
The Savannah experience was very important for us, but it's important really to understand that that wasn't just an isolated event or an isolated thing that we supported. This is part of an overall broader outreach to the Ulster-Scots diaspora in the United States.
I suppose it's to do with acquainting Irish America with the idea that there are different traditions and different cultures, and so such strong, proud traditions on the island of Ireland, and sort of making it clear that there's a diversity there, and that we're all part of one island with one great story. And it's just acquainting America, which is perhaps familiar with one particular identity and story and tradition, with another one which is equally, storied, historic and wonderful.
To get across the authentic Northern Ireland, and you can't get more authentic than this band, because it's real, it's here, and people can see for themselves the range of talent and the excitement and the warmth that we bring to things, and we get to see the real warmth here in the United States towards what we bring from Northern Ireland.
To me, this is about ensuring that all of us in Northern Ireland can be confident in our identity, confident in whether that's a very strong Irish identity, strong British identity, Scots-Irish identity, or some combination. And that's part of the joy and beauty of an event like Savannah, where there's such a diversity of people there. And I think that does, to me, transmit backwards from overseas to here, that there's a celebration of confidence and friendship together, where people can be who they are.
Participating in the St. Patrick's Day parade is such a wonderful thing to bring people together, recognizing the common humanity and the common background that they share.
I'm delighted that the Omagh Protestant Boys Band has come to Savannah, Georgia. It just means the world to a lot of us, and I don't think many people understand how deep the feeling is of appreciation for your coming. What we call Ulster-Scots is what we really speak of when we're speaking of Scots-Irish.
Give a big Savannah welcome. They're from Ireland, folks. Glad to have you here in Savannah. Thanks for coming all the way from Ireland.
Oh, excellent parade. Big turnout. But fantastic.
What was that like? I'm absolutely shattered, mate. It's right.
Absolutely wonderful.
Unreal.
Was it everything you expected?
Better. I'm gobsmacked, and it's not often that happens. So,
no, it's not often you're gobsmacked.
It's not often I'm gobsmacked. But
no, fantastic. Very good atmosphere.
Fantastic.
Very well received.
Excellent. It was great to be here and express our culture and show that, you know, St. Patrick was a Christian who epitomised everybody, and that all cultures should be included in St. Patrick's Day parade.
Just to see them marching in the parade today, see the warm welcome they've got, the great Georgian welcome. Savannah has really opened up their arms and embraced us.
Amazing ambassadors for Northern Ireland, and it was great to see them on the streets of Savannah being so warmly welcomed.
I'm absolutely blown away, first of all, at the talent of the band members. They are really amazing.
They've really got an excellent group. Their musicianship and their dynamism and the choice of tunes has been incredible.
It's a real privilege for the Ulster-Scots Agency to be able to be involved in creating some of the conditions where we're able to showcase that kind of musicianship and expertise that exists within the marching band culture in Ulster to a broader audience.
Really thought that the band came over so well, and just to see them represented on the front page of the local newspaper, it was an amazing experience.
I think it's one of the biggest achievements that I've been involved in my career. I think it symbolises a lot to do with reconciliation. It symbols a lot to do about shared identities, and it symbolises a real willingness on behalf of people here to understand more about Northern Irish identity, and I think for people in Northern Ireland to understand more about the United States. So I've been delighted to be involved in it.
To me, exemplifies what comes out of the Good Friday Agreement, the fact that the agency and other bodies are products of that agreement. That's saying, let's work together and live together, and seeing things outside as far away as Savannah can actually challenge us to think about how we see ourselves. I don't know. Not have too many weekends like that, you know.